Good morning, friends. Today we are going to start to learn My English Course Book 10, Unit number 1, 1.1, the poem A Teenager's Prayer. Let us discuss on warmer activities. Warmer activity number 1. Listen to carefully and read the question. Select your response from the options given below and write in a comment box. When you have to take important decisions, what do you generally do? A. Consult parents or elders. B. Contact friends for advice. C. Pray to God for guidance. D. Think deeply in silence. E. Ask your teacher for help. And F. Toss a coin to decide. So you have to choose your response and write it in comment box. Do not forget it. Warmer activity number 2. In poetry, very often there are lines in which the poet seems to talk directly to an absent person, an abstract idea or thing or object. Such a tactic or device used by the poet is the figure of speech apostrophe. An apostrophe is a figure of speech sometimes represented by an exclamation such as oh or oh. A writer or speaker using apostrophe speaks directly to someone who is not present, that means who is absent or who is dead. Sometimes speaks to an inanimate object. Let us see some examples first in our mother tongue in Marathi. चांदोबा चांदोबा दमलास का, निंबोनीच्या झाडामागे लपलास का. So inanimate object, the moon. Then a prayer. तू बुद्धी दे, तू तेज दे, नवचेतना विश्वास दे. आपण ही प्रार्थना म्हणतो. किंवा आणखी एक प्रार्थना आहे. शुद्धी दे, बुद्धी दे, हे दया घना, शक्ती दे, मुक्ती दे, आमुच्या मना. So we offer the prayer to the Lord, to the Almighty, who is not present or who is absent when we offer these prayers. Now, the person who is dead and we call to, एक मराठी कविता आहे, कवी माधव ज्युलियन यांची, म्हणजे माधव त्र्यंबक पटवर्धन. प्रेमस्वरूप आई या कवितेतल्या मधल्या काही ओळी मी घेतलेल्या आहे. आई तुझ्या वियोगे ब्रह्मांड आठवेगे, कैलास सोडून ये उल्के समान वेगे. किंवा विदेह आत्मा तुझा फिरे सभोती, अव्यक्त अश्रुधारा की तीर्थरूप होती. आईच्या आठवणीने व्याकुळ झालेला कवी आईशी संवाद करतोय, जी आई हे विश्व सोडून गेलेली आहे. सो when someone talks to a person who is dead or sometimes speaks to an inanimate object, जसं मी सांगितलं, चांदोबा चांदोबा दमलास का, निंबोनीच्या झाडामागे लपलास का. So the moon is inanimate object. In this way, these are the examples in Marathi which are examples of an apostrophe. त्याला आपण मराठीमध्ये परोक्ष संबोधन अलंकार असं म्हणतो. परोक्ष संबोधन अलंकार, that is in English an apostrophe is a figure of speech. I repeat again, a writer or speaker using apostrophe speaks directly to someone who is not present or who is absent or who is dead, sometimes speaks to an inanimate object. So here you have some examples. Twinkle twinkle little star, how I wonder what you are. Another example is from William Shakespeare's play Death, where is thy sting? One more example, O caveman, I wish I could live with you. Now, friends, you have an activity. Read the following incomplete words and complete them, creating an example of apostrophe of your own. So, this is your creativity. You will complete any one of these or all these and write in comment box. Do not forget it. Now complete the following, creating examples of apostrophe of your own. A, B, C, D and E shown below. So these are incomplete lines. Complete them, creating examples of apostrophe of your own and write in comment box. A teenager's prayer. Each day brings new beginnings, decisions I must make. I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. Please open up my mind, dear Lord, that I might clearly see. Help me stand for what is right. Bring out the best in me. Help, Lord, to just say no when temptation comes my way, that I might keep my body clean and fit for life each day. When my teenage years are over, I know that I will see that life is lived its very best with you walking next to me. This poem is written by J. Morse. The poet has used simple words, so the poem is very easy to understand by every kind of reader. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A, B, C, B for all stanzas. There are 5 stanzas and each one consists of 4 lines. There is the use of metaphors to express the poet's thoughts. This poem conveys a teenager's inner feelings very beautifully. Each day brings new beginnings, decisions I must make. I am the only one to choose from the road that I will take. The poet says that each day is new beginning and they have to firmly choose new decisions. They have to walk through the right path. I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. The poet talks about 2 paths. One path leads them to great success while the other path leads to distress, means sorrow or difficulties. He says about the teenager's dilemma to choose one among them. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord, that I might clearly see. Help me stand for what is right. Bring out the best in me. In this stanza, a teenager's prayer says to God or praise the Lord to make him or her see things very clearly. He or she says to make them wise enough to choose the correct path or right path and also give the strength, energy to bring out the best in him or her. Help, Lord, just say no when temptation comes my way, that I might keep my body clean and fit for life each day. A teenager, he or she, prays the Lord, prays to God, to make them stay away from the temptations or stop them from the temptations which can make him or her weak, lead to distress. He or she prays to God to make him or her strong both physically and mentally. When My teenage years are over. I know that. I will see that life is lived its very best with you walking next to me. In this last stanza, a teenager who is looking into the future and making prayer to God says that he or she will be happy due to the success they achieve in their lives. It would be only possible for the God who showed them the right path by listening to all their prayers and requests. In this way, the poem, A Teenager's Prayer, is with full of positive energy, values which are inculcated on the reader's mind. The special features of the poem: the poet has used varied poetic devices, figures of speeches, alliteration, inversion, metaphor, apostrophe. So these are the figures of speech used in the poem. The very first line, each day brings new beginnings. So here sound br in brings and beginnings repeated twice. So it is an example of alliteration. Decisions I must make, second line. So the line is inverse. The words in the line are inversed. The correct sequence of the words in the second line should be I must make decisions. So it is an example of inversion. Then line number 3, I am the only one to choose, only one, example of alliteration. Then I can choose to take the road of life. So this is an example of alliteration as well as metaphor. Then please open up my eyes, dear Lord. So it is an example of apostrophe. Again, stanza number 4, the beginning line, help Lord to just say no, an example of apostrophe, because whom it is requested is not present, means the God is not present, and that's why this is an example of apostrophe. Help Lord to just say no. So these two lines are very important. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord. The first line of stanza number 3 and the first line of stanza number 4, both are the example of apostrophe. You have more examples of alliteration. Stanza number 4, line number 3, that I might keep my body clean. So sound ma in might and my. Then last line of the same stanza, and fit for life each day. So sound for in fit, initial sound for in fit and for, an example of alliteration. The last stanza, second last line and the last line, that life is lived its very best. Sound l, initial sound l in life and lived respectively, an example of alliteration. And the last line, with you walking next to me, sound w in with and walking. So these are the examples of alliteration. So varied poetic devices, figure of speech, they are very easy to understand. Assignment number 1, question number 1, read the following poem and do the activities given below. Assignment number 1, question number 2. Read the poem and write the appreciation with the help of the given points.